Hey, welcome back. This video is going to be all about the elevator and mods and stuff like that. It can only go up from here. I know, that's awful. Installed the ribs in their correct positions and cleaned the ends. And now turn it over and click on the bottom. Yay, made it. Clecoed the center channel in from underneath and flipped it over and put it on the supports. Works pretty good. Hope it doesn't bend anything. Now I took my own advice. I clecoed all of these in down below after adjusting that rear, but I had to leave these two out so that it'll clear the 2-inch boards here. Okay, this is what I'm doing. After assessing the situation, I don't like these, and I didn't want to cut another one off, and it barely fits a 50 millimeter in there. I thought it would fit, so I went ahead and cut it 50 square, measured from the end and drilled my holes because those are going to go into the side rib. But anyway, then when I started trimming these, I'm bringing it in past the 10 millimeters they asked for. Well, guess what? I have some nice angle from Aircraft Spruce, the same material, except it's extruded aluminum. It's a little bit heavier. It's 1/16 of an inch. So and this thing takes all the pressure up and down of the controllers. So I'm going to upsize to this. I talked to Roger, not about this. I talked to Roger about some other stuff, and he said, it's okay to add, just don't take away. And that's a rule of thumb. So this is adding. It's a little more weight too, but I think it's going to be worth it. This is the new one. This is the old one. I could trim them down, but I don't want to. This is where a longer drill comes in handy. Well, let's look and see. There it is. It looks good. Further investigation. Don't let this happen to you. Those brackets, I slid them in this direction. Just slid them in the corner and did the holes, right? Just like it said. Well, it says to slide them in, slide it in and back drill the hole. I was drilling from this side because I could. Well, they want that angle behind this center piece. It's not going to make a difference with mine. They're reinforced, and I want it reinforced. I'm just going to put a doubler in behind before I rivet that on, and that's solved. But if you want to do it the way the plans do it with the little light flange, before you back drill to a flange, slide the little 50 millimeter piece in from the front towards the back alongside the rib so that you can't see the whole angle. It's starting to look like something. It's so cool. Couldn't leave the hinge go out to the whole end because then there would be an extra piece there for the plastic to hit. And so I've cut that off flush. And I cut this off flush. But I'll see if I can level the front of this and I did go ahead and rivet the fronts of these because I can't see how I could have drilled these out without clecos in them, and there's no room for clecos. No, that's going to hit that bracket in there. So that was a good decision. I went ahead and riveted all of these in the front, and if I have to, and I will have to take some out of there in the center, to do some work. But for this step, I want them solid. You know how it goes. You have to see. So I put this on. I don't even have it shoved up tight yet. Holy oil can, Batman. Wow. And the way I did it was I just laid that on the table on its rod, on that rod right there, on that wood, and turned this around, hooked this up, Clecoed it in, made sure that this lined up right with the edge of the skin here, same as the edge of the skin on that, and cut this off so that it clears, and been just drilling, got that all Clecoed up. Going to assemble this just according to what it says. It's super simple. You just put that strap in. It shows, oh, and these little clamps came in too. So handy dandy. Those are nice. I just thought, well, on Amazon they have kits, and I got the big Clecos for when we get ready to do the framework up above. That I forgot what size they are. They're big. Just a minute, I'll look at it. Boy, I've never used fractions as much as I have in my life now. These are 5/32. So, yeah, they move everything around in 30 seconds. So it's nice to have those. I'm gonna finish setting that up. My line is showing through the hole as it says. The nice part is too, these only go on one way, because I was wondering which end goes where, and you gotta look at the picture. Picture doesn't print that good. And I didn't want to go back to the computer. So they only go one way. You can only put so there it is. So in these, I got to up drill these and Cleco them now. Well, I'm going to disassemble now and take that whole center support section out to build that one little bracket. That's this little square piece with that top corner cut off. Is there a better picture for it? Not really. It's just in the blow up. It's C75 T3/9. Simple little piece to make. It's just up inside. Here's a better picture of it. Before I disassemble though, I like how they have you Cleco this all together so you can kind of get an idea while you do that, so that you can drill holes, but so you can get an idea of what clears what and what you can't do and what you can get at. Like when we go to rivet this, you can't get, don't put that on because you can't get in any of these, but that's real common sense. Of course, I Clecoed this all the way up on their pre-drilled holes, and as I tightened it up, this corner started lifting. So there is a built-in twist, but I have my fix for it is when I go to assemble, I'm not going to start in the center and work my way out. I am going to start at this far end, I've got it written here, and build. And just that little bit of pushing the metal I've already found out, will push this corner back down. Just a little. It's not going to do, I don't think it's going to do the whole amount, but I can't wait to see the end of this, so I'll know if it is. But I got to wait. This is a little bracket that I'm building that's going to go behind the cross member and attach that lower horn to that vertical support that has only two little rivets holding it, and I just decided to put one hid behind there, so using two existing holes from the horn. All right, that's the bracket I made. I forgot to say anything about the other bracket, the one that supports that to the front. It was easy. It just needs to be lined up on those two holes and mark them. Trim a little at the top so that it clears. As you can see, way up in there, up here, so that it clears. And drill those holes, Cleco them in, and mark off on this, 10 millimeters in and 10 millimeters down from each end, and drill. Straightforward. After you, of course, Cleco everything up, make sure it's supported. I actually put that little strap in there too to make sure that the back was opened up far enough and that the angles were all right. So just look at the drawing. The angle I showed you that backwards. The angle goes in, and right now I will drill the back hole. Cleco through the skin to the rear channel, holds it in place. Here's where you get to decide on the angle a little bit. I don't want it rubbing, so I'm gonna do it a 1/16 of an inch out that way. Now, just remove those and put the little angles on them back here. That's it. Cut off a lug and use the flush one over here. There will be enough room here to safety wire, and here to safety wire. And I got plenty of clearance. The piece fits in there good. I'm just starting this process now, up drilling. Started with one and just working my way out slowly both ways. Okay, this goes without saying, but I think I gotta say it. Once it's on and you're lining up, you know, check for play to make sure that it doesn't hit either side and that the play is the same for both sides. But the thing I wanted to tell you is this stuff bends really easy. This works really good for lining it up, but these are super soft. They don't have much spring power. And I've got some that would probably crush that. So if you see that and just do it because of me, ooh, that'd be bad. This is something I just caught. Tape this edge on, get your distance right. Tape this edge and get your distance right. And I already drilled a hole in the center, but that hole is gonna have to be slightly elongated because there's twist in this. That tape method worked really good. The center hole, once I got done drilling them slowly and clecoing them all the way along, wasn't off too bad at all. It did have to be elongated slightly, but I'm happy with that. As long as when I go to, we'll have to see, but when I go to cleco or go to rivet the whole thing together, are these two ends still going to be exactly where they are? And will this still fit? That's the question. And I think I'm going to wait on putting the trim motor in. But I went ahead and built that bracket. That's no big deal. You just measure it out. Make sure you cut the ends a little on an angle. It's hard to see in the picture, but right here it does show. In this picture right here, if you look close, you can see that they got the angles cut on it. And in the book, it doesn't show that. The other thing I just noticed when I was looking through the packs, there's a grommet for the electrical that comes out in the little pack over there on the wall. And there's a couple really long bolts. I cannot figure out where they go. If you know where they go, leave a comment in the bottom. And I see that it has 5 of the AS5 stainless steels that go in around here for extra support. I like that, but they give just exactly 5, so better not mess that up. And here it is in my packet. It says Cruzer tail hardware. You can see these are the 5. These are the grommet. This is for holding the wire on the back, but I do not know what this is for. They're quite long. As you can see, they're probably 2 inches long, with washer and nuts, with the type of nut that, yeah, and they're part of the tail hardware, and I can't find it anywhere. I know I will, but if you know where they are, let me know. If I didn't show it good enough, this cross member, I was supposed to put the brackets behind it and then drill the side holes. I decided to make these out of some extruded aluminum, which is quite stronger than what was there. But so that it wouldn't just be pulling on the rivets, I put a doubler in the back. So it's not just pulling on the rivet, it's pulling on that doubler on that cross member. Just took the trim flap off and was wondering how in the world am I going to deburr the back side of those inside holes? I bent a little piece of metal and sharpened it on both sides. curved it and made it fit so that when I slid it down, it just nips off the little nibs back there, and it works really good. That's pretty close. And just, I can't see what I'm doing, but you get the idea. And just slid it down with it pulled up against that edge, and it just nipped them right off. This I tried down inside and swirl it around, but it didn't work. I think it's made for bigger holes. This is just something I'm gonna do for maintenance, painting, and things like that. I drilled a little hole right here so that when I undo the safety wire, I can shove this out and easily remove the hinge with the trim on it. And then when it's flying, worst case scenario, let's say the retaining wire, safety wire broke, this could slide out and stop the action of the elevator, which isn't good. So there'll be a little bracket over this hole. I don't want anything exterior because of the clearance. So I've got a little bracket I'm gonna put inside. It'll be riveted to here so that it can't move. It'll plug that hole. And then if I ever need access, all I have to do is drill this rivet and that bracket drops out with the trim down or up just to get access. And then I have access to the hole. There it is. It's redundant because it's got 2 rivets. During maintenance, 2 rivets come out, this drops out, we can slide it through. Done deal. This is a good time to mention, we've talked in the past what you get out of this video and what I get out of this video. What I want out of this video is you guys writing in the comments, because if somebody out there knows that this is just like the worst decision in the world to do, then something should be said and I can correct it. But if not, then if I got some positive feedback, it'd be really nice to know too. Well, it's advertisement time. It's time to subscribe and ring the bell, because you might not be able to find number 2, which we're going to go over the riveting sequence, how the bundle goes together in the center, how to slip things in, what to rivet first, what not to rivet first, and my mistakes probably. Thanks for sharing your ideas about my mods and the extras. That will be a great resource for people down the road. A quick disclaimer, please don't do what I'm doing. So we'll see you in the next one.